So that's been the case with most mined cryptocurrencies forever, by the way. They've almost always been inflationary, and the ones that are still around are the ones that had utility that did something, and the ones that didn't aren't. I still stake ETH. I've been staking ETH since Genesis, since December 1st of 2020. Um, like it's not going to zero. It has utility. We still use it. It's gas, and if everything goes right, and if we're good stewards of the DAO, then I believe that the intention for Apecoin, it can do a lot of things, but primarily, first and foremost, to me, it is it's going to be the lifeblood of the metaverse, and I mean that as in the flow of money. Like literal, like blood flows. If it just sits stagnant, it's not going to be worth anything. We have to use it, and I figure we're going to find plenty of ways to use it. Look, for a long time, I for the people who are listening who didn't know, I mean, I used to make banners. I still make banners. I make lots of banners for the club, and I've done it for free forever. But the only times that I actually did accept any kind of payment, like for the land banners, they take forever to cut each one of those out with the pen tool. I charged like 25 per, and I only took it in Apecoin for a reason. Like, just pay me an Apecoin. That's utility in Apecoin. That's providing value back to Apecoin. That's a service. Okay, that's not something that I'm going to dump. That's a service that I'm providing. And if you think about the services that can be provided in the metaverse, I know a lot of people we're so caught up in this whole, what NFT am I going to get dropped for having this NFT? And I think that's just the wrong mentality. That's not how economies work. Economies work with services and consumables. And if we have services and consumables that people are willing to pay for, we have an economy. Some of those services could be harvesting. Some of those services could be a show. I was a bartender for years. I was a server for a very long time, and that was a service that I was providing. Just the act of doing something for somebody else can be a service. The actual beer that I was serving to people was a consumable. We need consumables that people can spend Apecoin on, and that consumable then disappears. It doesn't turn into another item, and then all of a sudden we have inflationary crypto kitties. We need something a little different, and I think that in a full-on economy that we're going to be able to build, there's going to be a need for soft skill jobs and lots of different services. I'm not going to talk about all. You can use your imaginations on the different things that people charge each other for, but just imagine being able to do that in a digital environment, and then let your imagination go wild, because people will pay you to do pretty much everything that they do. Most things that people will do, they'll pay somebody else to do as well. And if you start thinking like that, then we can start building an economy to where I truly believe in the next couple of years, we have a massive, massive problem with unemployment coming with retail jobs, automation, going to put a lot of retail jobs out of work. Truck drivers, those are the two most common jobs for males and females in the United States, are truck drivers and retail workers. And those are fairly soft skill jobs, and they're going to need a place to go. And I think over the next couple of years, if we can start to market to them, get them, playing our version of Farmville, but also where you can monetize it a little bit, I think the more that people get involved in it, the more that they're going to want that flow of money is going to happen. And people are like, well, if you're paying people as an income, then they're going to dump. And it's like, that's one mentality, but it's not the only mentality. There are plenty of things, other services that people will pay for within the digital environment as well, and they'll reinvest it right back in. Yes, some of us, like Nana said, we want to take our profits, put our assets to work. But some people are going to offer services, be paid for those in Apecoin, and yes, they'll spend them, but the way that an economy works, you spend and it flows right back into the economy in some way, and that's going to happen. That's just we're just now scratching the surface, or laying the foundation, I should say. It's this foundation that's being built, which is what a founder should do: lay a foundation. I think it's brilliant. I think when we have the ODK, people will start, they'll be like, okay, hey, I want one of those. I need one of those paper D skins for my ape that makes it to where my ape can salute in the metaverse. I need that. And that's a service that he's going to accept Apecoin for.
I need that.
Right? So
Need it.
I mean,
Need it.
I need that paper.
Start putting your thinking cap on, and I know a lot of people are just waiting for somebody else to come up with the ideas, but if we start just focusing on growth, how do we make this bigger and better? The money's going to happen. Help people out. Don't worry about, like, you know, every single thing that you do doesn't have to be about making money. Just, you know, help people. See if there's a service that you know that you can provide that people are going to find valuable, and then in a few months, people will probably start paying you for that service in Apecoin, in the metaverse.
I think